Hello everybody, and welcome to Call of the Wild, The Angler, which is an exciting new upcoming game. I say upcoming, it's here, it's an upcome already game. From the same team as behind TheHunter Call of the Wild, which is one of my favourite games to play and to stream. Oh, there was a little cinematic there, but I hit the volume key and it's got skipped. So that's fun. Yeah. I have not touched this at all other than to come into the menu, and because when you start normally, it auto takes you to the Apex Connect screen every single time you fire up the game, which is excruciatingly annoying, honestly, and as a first impression for a game, is really quite bad. However, today we're going to jump in. Well, I guess there's only one option, but the fact this screen is here suggests excitedly there might be more options coming soon. We have 12 species of fish to find here. We can also tab for more info. Golden Ridge Reserve is a beautiful national park with many different areas to explore, from the wide blue lake basins of Emerald Lake Plateau to the rust-coloured hills Ruby River Range. Not to mention the gorgeous flower-coloured fields of Silver Strand Meadows. There's something for everyone here. Fish species. These mean very little to me, although I'm familiar with the concept at least of things like a pike and a rainbow trout. Bluegill I feel like is something in Animal Crossing, isn't it? The bass are either in Animal Crossing or possibly Stardew, I can't remember. Stats. Biggest catch record, nothing. We have missions to complete, it looks like. Favors, so I'm guessing are side missions. And there's exploring to be done. Okay, right.
I'm Clayton David Johnson, and I would say this here is my park. But from this day forward, well, that ain't quite true. As far as the eye can see, stream to sky, grove to gully, this ain't mine no longer. It's ours. Ours to explore, ours to cherish, and most importantly, ours to take responsibility for. Because if we don't, not a soul will. Take your time to drink it in and get used to life here. The hot springs or mountain lake are great goals, but you call the shots, go where you'd like. Your equipment will take more than a little mastery, but if it's easy, it ain't worth doing. You'll thank your lucky stars you did in the end. It's true that sweet Mother Nature offered up this bountiful providence. But over the years, man has spat on it, ground it underfoot, siphoned off her plenty for ruin. It's been the job of us Johnsons to keep it together since 1872. Trust me, it ain't easy. Hell, I'm not even sure it's possible. But it's well worth it. What we have today is beautiful beyond compare. It's due to the collective efforts of every guest that I can welcome you. Golden Ridge Reserve.
Well, this is very pretty, even if it's a bit juddery. It's not just juddering for you, it's juddering for me as well. And even if the subtitles have completely balked and are completely broken, which is admittedly not my favourite thing in the world. Oh, and now we've got a loading screen. Right, let's see if I can turn that down, because that was looking a little loud for you guys. Right, what have we got? This is looking a lot less juddery on my OBS screen now. Yep, you bet.
You've come to the right place. Although another right place to go would be Taylor's Tackles, right down at the central outpost. Can't miss it.
Welcome to Golden Reserved. Easy viewing will be presented with some short explanations and instructions. We'll cover the controls and how to catch your first few fish. Thank goodness for that, because I was a little nervous having watched this on stream before, because I didn't see any relationship between what the streamers appeared to be doing and what was going on.
First things first, let's get you in position. Step up to the pier, please.
Okay. Do.
I see you've brought your own rod.
Have I?
Anywhere if you don't take it out, so you do the honors.
One to equip your rod.
Let's start off with a simple cast. Keep those shoulders and hips square for me.
Hold click and move mouse back, then move mouse forward and release click. I've also got this down here, which I assume is like how tight or slack my reel is going to be as I do this, which probably affects something. Okay, so click.
Reel it in. Take your time. Get used to it.
Press and hold the square button to reel in. Hold shift to reel in faster. Okay.
Feels fantastic, right?
Does it?
Well, I'd like to see you do a few more. Let's say 2.
Okay. What I don't know is how to like aim this. Okay, cast too slow. So you can underdo it. I've not got a lot of room here to really do this. Oh, that went miles and miles and miles. I can move my mouse around to do this, but there's quite a lot of input delay on that. Like mouse move. Right, how do I do a shorter cast? Do I go back less far? I think I only have one option for cast length, honestly, at this point.
Now we're fishing for real.
Are we?
I'd like to see a nice clean cast. Strike as soon as she bites and reel her in when she's tired.
What if I aim further down? No. When the indicator says strike, press right mouse button, okay? And there'll be an indicator that says strike, will there? Okay. Patience. I'm just focusing on a tiny little bobber out there that is barely visible, honestly. So I'm expecting it to say strike at some point. What's the indicator? Is the indicator the thing in the bottom right? Should I be looking at that? Okay, right, hang on. I wish I knew how to do a shorter cast. I've only got one cast length. I think. Right. I don't know where I need to be looking on the screen. Am I looking at the bobber? Am I looking at the thing in the bottom right? Oh, there's a fish approaching my bobber. Oh, I struck too early, apparently. But that looks like a good place to be aiming. That looks like a less good place to be aiming. Right, what do I do? Okay, we're just going without instructions here. Okay, you just hold, and I assume that thing in the bottom right. Oh my god, I look hideous. I hope there's a way to change your character model after this. Blimey. So I can turn off the UI, which also changes where I'm at. Jesus Christ. Right. 12% rod something. 3% real. 0% bloodworm. I've got some score, which is nice, I suppose. New best rank. Okay.
Congratulations! She's a beauty. The fish here aren't yours to keep, so even if you love her, you gotta let her go.
Okay, this is your float indicator. Show the status of your floater. The distance of the line between it and you. The indicator will start to wobble when the fish is nibbling. Be pulled down when the fish bites. Okay. Is there a options? No. Okay. There's no. There's no. Is there an inventory? F, backpack. Map? Okay, I've got a map. So I'm at this little diddy lake here. And there's a car valet and a shop down by the big lake. So this is the map. It looks fairly hefty. Which I mean is, I guess, a little bit to be expected considering the variety of different things we saw. Backpack, we have a greenhorn, which I suppose is a type of rod. We're at 12% mastery, it's a spinning rod. Which is weird because I thought I was float fishing, but okay. Now we have a variety of tackle, including consumable bloodworms. Okay. Journal. Catch a fish and watch the tension. Handbook. Was this the thing I caught just now? Yes, okay. That was a largemouth bass. Prefers redworm, leeches, and minnow. Oh, so this isn't bloodworm, this is redworm, is it? Hang on. Oh, this is bloodworm. Okay, he just doesn't like it. Okay, right. That's in the middle of all the weeds now. This is the tension indicator. Displays how much tension is on your line relative to the maximum tension it can withstand. The more it fills up, the more tension is on the line. If the tension becomes too high, you risk snapping your line. Keeping tension in the line will ensure the fish can't escape easily and tire it out. Tension will be high when the fish is fighting and decrease when it gets tired. Keep the tension high by moving your rod up and away from the fish when it is fighting, or by reeling it in when it gets tired. Okay. I can unfortunately not see my float at all. And it's stuck in some horrible weeds, which, if I was really fishing, would be a massive pain. Oh, I see a fish going for it. I think this is the same fish I caught before. Oh, hell. There's the jingly jangly noise. Ow. But the jingle jangly noise is not when you're supposed to do the thing. Oh, for goodness sake! Stop making a jingly jangly noise if you don't want me to do stuff! I don't know where the fish is. Okay.
Let's take a look around. Can you climb to the top of that lookout tower for me?
Probably. I'd much prefer to be able to change what I look like, because I look hideous. Okay, is there a sprint? There is a sprint. Is there a jump? There is a jump. That's good to know. In case I want to do any, like, tricky navigating. Located new lookout tower. 1 of 22. Okay, the movement feels a little weird. And the blur, I think, feels very awkward. I might be able to turn that off. Oh, for goodness sake, video. Motion blur off. Oh, that's so much better. I could do with having a little bit more look sensitivity as well. Normally I sort of... During movement and exploration. Why can you control up and down and left and right separately? Right. Golden Ridge Reserve. Spires. Okay, hang on, look at the mountains in front of us. So that double peak one is Mount Stentorian and Mount Diamond. Then we've got Sonorous Mountain over there. And over here... I guess that's Booming Peak. Oh, and then that's Spires Drop, which looks like a massive waterfall. Oh, I have to hold down to do this.
What's in the name, huh? Well, this one dates all the way back to the late 18th century. French trappers named the park Crête d'Or.
Crête d'Or what?
Hello! I can see you. Can you see me? Come find me. I'm down at the outpost.
No, I cannot see you. Wait, I can survey again? This just gives me the cinematic again. Oh, it's a little... I don't normally get motion sick from games, but it's a little sickness inducing actually, that spin around. Okay, well that's nice. Meet the shopkeeper. Oh, I can. It's down there. I have binoculars in this game, so I can't help. I can't look at you. Can I die of fall damage? That's an important thing to learn in any game. Can you die of fall damage? I don't think I can. Hang on. I mean, I suppose there's no reason to include a health mechanic in this game. Because, like, the Hunter Call of the Wild has a health mechanic, because you can get, like, run down by bears and stuff. But you can't get run down by... There's no fall damage! You can't get run down by bears in a fishing game. Well, you can, but they've not chosen to allow that. Oh, you're not here.
This right here is my pride and joy.
Who's telling me this?
This ain't just any outpost. You'll find all the bells and whistles here, like Taylor's Tackles, a brand new shop run by my friend Sophia.
Sophia Taylor, presumably?
You'll be able to find notice boards, storage lockers, a boathouse, and a garage for easy access to transportation, plus a flagpole for yourself.
Ah, yes, a flagpole for myself, of course. What else could I ask for myself than a flagpole? I assume that's how you like unlock an outpost for fast travel, like in TheHunter. It's so confusing because you can't call it TheHunter because there's lots of TheHunter games. There's TheHunter Primal, there's TheHunter Classic, and there's TheHunter Call of the Wild. But now that this game exists, you can't call it Call of the Wild either. Oh, there's bugs. Can I catch the bugs and use them as bait? That would be really cool. I don't know if fireflies or whatever the hell these are make good bait. Oh my god, they're like little screaming insecty boys. This is great. Oh, there's pretty flowers here. There's a deer. Maybe I shot that deer, you never know. Diamond's Peak Outpost. Right, so this building. Pick up. Blog writing 2. How do I see that? How do I... So from here, I can get into my backpack with F, right? But how do I get into my backpack from this screen? Like from just normal things, mouse and keyboard. I can't scroll this, there's no... Oh, keyboard and mouse bindings. Crouch, control, run, shift, interact E, auto move toggle, that's excellent. Map is on M. I've got a handbook on H. Right, what's F bound to normally? Doesn't look like it's bound to anything normally. I definitely don't want anything bound to blooming I. This is steering. Increase drag or decrease drag. Oh, maybe this is how you change the length of your cast with this. Okay. Short cast. Maybe this is how you change the length of your cast. Why are there? So what do these do then? Journal map on inventory F. Okay. Yes. Okay. F now brings up my inventory. And I've got H. Oh, for the shortcut to this bit, and J journal. Game guides, casting, catching a fish. I want latest catches, 2 largemouth bass, which are the same size, but one of them had better score. Coins, I have no coins. I am not lost. I have no figures, and I have blog writing 2. Inspect to read more. Tab to inspect. Okay, this is an interesting way of and what's this? This is Z and C to get through this as well. Blimey, okay. Tab to inspect. The tour around Golden Ridge, put together by Warden Johnson, is a good place to start if you've never been. We'll show you the most well-known attractions and sites, tell you something of the park's history, and show you around all 4 of its distinct areas. This guide will tell you about the lesser-known parts of the park well worth visiting and take you on a grand tour of my personal favourite spots. Okay. There's a phone. I'm at a payphone trying to call. I'd say all of my change spent on you, but I don't have any change. Ooh. I can call up cars. There's Voyage Blue Rat and Voyage Blue Rat Livery. Summoned a car. Oh my gosh, this is so much bigger than the quad bikes in Hunter Call of the Wild. Oh, I see, and it's got the Apex livery on it. I see, that's what the livery is. So if you want to advertise the people who made this game, I don't like the hold, press and hold to interact. I wonder if that's a setting you can turn off. Oh, can I only have one car? That's boring. Okay, options. Keyboard and mouse bindings? No, guess not. There is an accessibility option for an easier cast. The shopkeeper is not here either. This is like the 4th place you've told me the shopkeeper's going to be and she wasn't here. Trail guides, please return. No one returned them, so there aren't any. There's some empty notice boards. Oh, and this is the flagpole. So I can be all brainwashed cult, God bless America, do the Pledge of Allegiance sort of a thing. Can I interact with it? No. So I don't know why this is for me. Oh, hello. You were lip syncing for half of that, and then not for the other half. Talk to the shopkeeper and enter the shop by holding E. Navigate into the buy section, select equipment, and make your way to the bait category.
How about some bread? It's on the house.
Buy equipment. Oh wow! Okay, so I know very little about fishing tackle. I might even know less about fishing tackle than I know about guns. So this is all very, very lost on me. We have spinning rods, greenhorn. This is a stronger rod. Action moderate. It's a lot longer. Also, I thought, because I was watching people play the other day, I thought, God, the rod they're using is baby. It actually is baby. It's 0.8 meters long. As you can get this. This is also baby. Maybe baby rods are just like a thing that I was not aware of. Because this is sort of 2 and a bit meters. This is more what I was expecting a fishing rod to be. Okay, oops. I've accidentally done this. Right. Navigating the menu with keys. And we've got bait casting. Worky ticket. Shayar. Console. I have no idea. I can't even pronounce half of these. Growlriher, Virtuoso, Cormorant, Spira. Is there... I'm assuming there's lots of rhyme and reasons to why you choose one or another one of these. But I have no idea what that is. I have 1 coin, and I need 875 coins to buy the biggest rod. Fishing is not looking very profitable right now. We have a similar selection of reels that I don't understand. What the hell is bait casting? Why do you need a different reel for it? I'm sure we'll find out at some point. Lines. We have different colours of lines that are also different strengths. But like... So light blue comes in strength 1 and strength 5. But it doesn't come in strength 1.5. Visibility high. Or we have fluorocarbon, which is low visibility line apparently, and comes in lots and lots of grades of strength and diameter, like so many. Okay. Braided line. Visibility is moderate, even though this is obviously less visible than this. Why do you need visibility of your line in the game? I understand why you need visibility of your line in real life. Why do you need it in the game? Lures, spinnerbait. Presentation sink. So I assume that means that you let it sink and then people will bite it, as opposed to like fly fishing where you drag stuff along the top. I assume that's what these are all for. Yeah, so spinner. No, these are also presentation sink. Presentation top water. So I assume these are for fly fishing, but maybe not. Or what I would call fly fishing, because they're not flies, are they? Frog? Techniques, constant, oh, hang on. There's techniques. Constant. What does constant mean? Constant, stop and go, or twitching. The spoon is just constant. Helpfully, these are all just called spoon as well. Okay. Swim bait. Jerk bait. Which is not a word I ever necessarily wanted to read out loud on stream. Crankbait. Which is like jerkbait, but you can't twitching with it. Okay, I know nothing. Hook, 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 hook. Lots of different size hooks. Baits. Bread. I thought you said the bait was on the house. Natural baits. Pearl barley. This is definitely not on the house, although it does admittedly only cost how much I have. I'm assuming this one will stop being an option. Bread. Dough. Hot dog. I've fished with hot dog. I've fished with bread as well. I haven't fished with dough, but I have fished with like mushed up bread that's all wet and soggy. Liver. Marshmallow. Eggs. I don't know whose eggs. Some eggs. Or cheese. I didn't think there were. I didn't realise fish ate cheese. Or live bait. Live bait seems to be noticeably more expensive. Bloodworms, redworms. Leeches, minnow. Leeches seem quite a dangerous thing to be trying to put on your rod. Okay, we've got floats, a waggler, a bubble, a cigar, a spring slip, or a slip bob. I don't know what any of those mean. I don't know what any of these mean. Jig head? The hell is a jig head? Oh, I assume this is a weight? Although, this is not what the weights that I've used in fishing look like. They're not attached to the hook like this. They're just sort of separate things that are on your line. And then, soft plastics. I don't know what these are for. Okay. We want the bread. We have... Okay, in backpack 10, in storage none. Buy.
Now, you won't get far if you don't put your bait on your rod, so give it a go.
Customization. I can change how I look. I can look A or B. I have ethnicity options. I guess I'll go with white. Oh my god. Is there a way to change my face? Because I look excruciatingly ugly. No. Apparently not. I can change my rotation, which I assume doesn't affect how I look in-game. Okay. Well. Yeah. Boots, vigilante. I need to zoom out to see my boots. Of course, you can't see them in this because they're in contours. I have the longest feet. I have clown shoes on. Airslime 360. Vigilante maroon. I am a bit of a maroon person. Wine burgundy top. Lesbian. Crapper. Catwoman. Well, let's go lesbian, and let's change the shoes to match, actually. Gloves. Cave bat dark olive. Cave bat woodland camo. Onyx black. Marine teal? None. Let's go with onyx black. Tops. No, I've just got that one. Bottoms. Curtain call. Woodland camo. Navy blue jeans. Nightfall marine teal. Nightfall woodland camo. Curtain call sandy desert. Okay, well, I'm not a huge fan of any of them. I guess we'll go with this. Accessories. I don't have any accessories. Oh, I have a hat. Which makes me bald. If I put the hat on, I'm bald. Let's go without the hat. Oh, hat's a good one fishing. Okay, we'll have a hat. Right. Esque clothes. With my rod equipped, press Q to open the quick menu. And I'll select the bait category and switch to the bread you just bought. Yoink. It's the jetty. This jetty or the jetty I was at before? This jetty.
Goodbye for now.
Bye! Oh, I can drive there. Let's not drive.
Wish I could spend more time fishing and less time behind this chaos. Even when I'm serving customers, I'm catching fish in my head.
I mean, that's very impressive if you can fit a whole fish inside your head. I probably want to put this away, but I can't remember how. H? No? I did put it away at some point. Oh, you put it away when you sprint, that's right. Do. Okay, I found a Lewis and Clark Expedition gold dollar, which is weird enough in and of itself to find a dollar used by Lewis and Clark just sitting around on a barrel. That's definitely not mine. I shouldn't have picked that up. But what's more concerning is that it made a sort of a sonorous noise, like it's some kind of cursed artifact. Right, we've gone to the jetty. Learn about drag. Drag is a function of your reel that determines how fabulous it looks. It determines how much power a fish needs to use to take line from your reel. The higher you set your drag, the more energy a fish needs to spend to take line. A stronger reel produces more drag. Change your drag by equipping your rod using 1 and then using the X and Y buttons. A higher drag will increase tension. I was about to say I see more drag is more tension. And tire the fish farther or even prevent it from taking line, but might also put your line at risk of snapping. A lower drag will let the fish take more line, and 0% drag won't allow you to reel the fish. Okay. Press 1. Hello. Remember to keep tension in your line, but don't set your drag too high. Play around with your drag and rod position. Remember the fish might escape when tension is too low, while your line might snap if tension is too high. Okay, I didn't know they could escape when tension was low.
Keep setting your drag lower ago.
I was just there! Well, okay, but what setting do I want to use? I think I want to cast sort of a bit nearish to that. That's where I'd be hiding if I was a fish. Well, I just saw a bigger one splash out in the middle. Oh, there's a fish down near me, isn't there? Do-do. There are many fish in the water. There goes a fish. Oh hell! Stop making the jingly jangly noise! Ah! I will say, I have never once, in the time I spent fishing, ever actually seen a fish go up to my stuff before it bites. Like... Oh hell. Okay, I got him. Fantastic. Once he gets in, he sort of is less tough. Another largemouth bass. I've got a largemouth apparently that I can't speak properly with. Score 512. This one guy is 0.2 of a kilogram bigger than my last guy. Okay, so if I'm not learn about pumping, this is worse than the jerkbait. If I'm not keeping the fish, how am I earning money? Pumping is the act of lifting your rod to pull a fish closer to you and reeling in the slack line created as you lure it back down. Okay, keeping your rod opposed to the fish's swimming direction is a good way to tear out the fish faster, but wait with reeling until the fish has stopped fighting unless the drag is holding it in place.
Alright, now let's try catching a fish with what you know about dragging. Don't let the fish gain too much line by keeping your tension high when you need to.
I mean, I'm not sure that what I've learnt about drag is actually going to do me much good here. But we'll see. How long have we been online for? 3/4 of an hour. Gosh, this has felt a lot longer than that. I think I probably want more sensitivity on my rod bit. Right? Oh, I can, but the game is not paused while I'm doing that. Oh! I'm gonna be doing this a lot. Am I spending... Okay, I'm not spending this every time I strike too early. Let's go into options, fishing wax and sensitivity. Let's put that up to like 65. Let's also put this up to 65. How does this feel? That feels better. Oh, it's Yi. Hi there, Yi. How are you doing? We are fishing. Badly. When I went fishing IRL, I was always faintly surprised whenever I did actually catch anything. To be honest, when I'm fishing in this, I'm always faintly surprised when I catch anything. Right. Did the whole screen just go dark, or am I just going mental? I feel like I'm in a video game where you've had like a poisoned effect or a drunk effect on you, and the screen is flashing dark. I think it's just like a cloud going overhead in game. Right, so I pull, I go up and pull. Up and pull. Up and pull. Okay, up and pull. Okay, up and pull. Up and pull. This is not really doing anything. But okay, I caught the fish anyway. Okay, so catching these little babby boys, you kind of don't have to be very good at the game to do it. Which is good, because it means that an idiot like me can actually do something. Fantastic. Oh, I didn't pump at all. Move my rod up by pressing and holding... Oh, I didn't look at the tutorial at all there. Move your rod up by pressing and holding right mouse, and then release right mouse to lower your rod back down. Reel in the slack line when lowering your rod by holding... Okay, so you don't have to physically move it up and down, although instantly I do absolutely need to invert my y-axis on this. Fishing invert y-axis, yes. Okay. This is daft. I was so focused on the fish and on the little thing in the bottom right hand corner, I completely failed to read the stuff up at the top. Completely. Right. I don't like the way that you sort of wiggle around your rod when, like, I'm not touching the mouse button. That wiggling is sort of happening on its own. Like, it's kind of fine when it's aim wobble when I'm aiming down sights in the Hunter. That's to be expected. It's very disconcerting when I'm playing a fishing game and I wobble. Oh well, okay, it would be not disconcerting if it was not my whole view wobbling. Like, if it was just the rod wobbling and my view stayed fixed, it would be fine. But my whole view, like, if you look at the sides of the screen, you can see this. You can see that I'm not paying attention. If you look at the sides of the screen when I'm doing it, you can't see it now because I'm not, like... Yeah, you can see trees go on and off the screen as my view wobbles. Wobbles? Right, up and down, 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 up and down. Then just reel. I think with this fish you probably can just reel. Oh, I've got a bronze ranking. Cool, thanks. I'll make a note of that. I gained no percent bread score there for this bronze bass. New best rank. I assume bronze is my best rank. Yi says back to moving cattle. Have you tried moving fish? Maybe you should be doing that. Tutorial. Find the warden. Find the warden. Is he lost? Oh, hang on, that's weird. My fishing rod has no shadow. Oh wait, does it? The bait has a shadow. That's so weird. Cast mist water. I wonder what happens if I like fail the tutorial so much I don't have any bread. do I have money now? Q. Wait, hang on. No. F. Inventory. No, I have no money at all. Okay. So that's bad news. I obviously don't get money for catching fish. Oh. I assume you're the warden. Hi there.
Well, I take it you got my message. Welcome to the reserve, buckaroo.
You've been speaking to me for quite a while now. Mission started, the Golden Tour. Visit Diamond's Peak Outpost. Okay, sure, done that. Visit the Watermill. Warden Station, Golden Ridge Reserve. Help Clayton preserve the reserve by reporting objects of interest you find while fishing and travelling. Report any instances of invasive plant species.
Tell you about my Zeke? Love the kid to bits. Lives in a big city now.
I was speaking, Clayton. Do you mind? Report any instances of invasive plant species, disease/infested trees, or tourist attractions. Absolutely, you must report any tourist attractions you find to the warden. Gotcha.
Buckaroo, here's your bread. Oxeye daisies are a thorn in the side of sweet Mother Nature. Pale, mangy weeds. Can't miss them if you wanted to. Now for the butter. Engelmann's spruce beetle infestations. Horrible little creepy crawlies that'll rip a forest apart in a flash. And finally, bread and butter ain't squat to a big, sizzling hunk of meat. Personally, I reckon bones are useless without tasty flesh attached. But them tourists love a crusty stegosaurus, so keep a lookout. Don't go out of your way, but if you're fishing and you spot one, let me know.
Okay, so what the hell? Okay, so it turns out apparently I'm in multiplayer. Even though I had absolutely no desire to be in multiplayer and I've not asked to join multiplayer.
Check the board.
Check the board. Sure. Why am I, how do I, hang on. Exit to main menu. Okay, I do not want to be in multiplayer. Is there not a single player option? Appear offline. Does that actually make me offline? Okay, confirm. Back. Options. Multiplayer. I turned that off. I'm sure I turned that off. Okay. Right, am I going to be in single player now?
Knows all there is to know about fishing, and that's good for business. But there's a way we do things around here, and she don't get it.
Oh, is there drama?
How you doing?
Is there drama between the literal only two other humans here? Okay. I seem to be in single player mode now.
Lovely afternoon for a fish. Or perhaps a purchase?
No, it's okay, Clayton. I got it. I was just like, if you stand at this awkward part, everyone tries to catch your attention at once. Okay. Well, that was first time visitor information board. Float fishing. Discover the joys of float fishing. Fish for trout, salmon, and bass. Book a guided trip with experienced fishermen now.
Guy. An inherently good guy, even. But he thinks he can do all of this on his own, and that just isn't true. This park is just the best kept secret, but ooh, is that helping?
Boat driving 101. I must admit I was sort of anticipating that in the video game at least I'd be able to drive the boat without problems. Learn to spin fish. I feel like I should be doing this mission rather than the Golden Tour.
It's like he just doesn't want more people in this park.
Neither do I, that's why I turned off multiplayer. Okay, so we seem to now have access to. It's good that they know when you're leaving. That's a neat little thing that most shopkeepers don't sort of know. Fishing challenge. Can you catch a fish? Can you catch a big fish? Can you catch a huge fish? I'm gonna go with maybe, no, definitely not. What else have we got? Photo challenge. Do I have to take this photo? Because that's pretty tricky. Where is this? And then we've got map challenge. Catch a fish here, catch a fish here. Okay. Where is that? Hang on. Hitting the M button doesn't close the map again. So sort of island, and then there's a tiny little lake. Hang on a sec. I'm not seeing an island that looks like that. Okay, that is that island. But the surroundings are not like that island's surroundings. Which is confusing. Is there another island that looks like that then? It'd be weird to have two islands that look like that. Huh. Okay. Well, I'm not going to pick up the map challenge just yet. Oh, okay, so this is all the places I have to see on the tour. Right. I'm not going to do the tour. Oh, maybe I am going to do the tour. I don't know, I kind of want to do the fishing tutorial thing from the notice board. But I'm worried that I don't know how to earn money. Oh, I've got money! Okay, I've got money. Is the float fishing guru just you? I'm very impressed with how you were doing that one. I wasn't talking to you. Okay, get to the jetty. Boing. I'm going to the jetty. You told me to. Oh, you've got tartan curtains. Ah. Run through all of these pretty flowers. This is a different jetty to the jetty I was at before. Did it change while my back was turned? There are some boats. What are we fishing for? I'm not gonna lie, I don't think bread's gonna cut it. Okay, go to the jetty. Jetty gone to. Float fishing takes its name from the floater, used to indicate if a fish is nibbling on the hook. The floater sits on top of the water while the hook is a variable distance below the surface. Once the fish interacts with the hook, the floater will move, indicating when it's time to strike. What sets float fishing apart from spin fishing is the more idle approach to getting a bite, and the use of baits rather than lures. After casting, you wait and let the fish come to your bait. If you don't get a bite, just recast in a different spot.
Determines how much line distance there is between your hook and the float. This should always be less than the depth of the water.
How do I know what the depth of the water is? The hook depth is a measured distance between your floater and your hook. The ideal depth depends on where the fish you're after swim around. Change your hook depth using... Oh, using scroll wheel. I wondered what that thing on the right hand side was for.
If you're float fishing, you might want to try casting closer to the shore.
Short casting? The problem is, how do I know what the... How do I know what the depth of the water is? Short casting is an ideal way of casting when you'd like your hook to be close to where you're standing. Used most often when fishing from a boat. Use thing to short cast. Oh,
Catch yourself a fish.
okay, that wasn't a particularly short cast, it must be said. I'm gonna reel this in, hang on. Oh, I forgot you've got a fast reel. Can I short cast closer? No. A short cast is one button press, and it is one distance. I actually want a slightly longer thing there, I think. And of note, I can't walk around while I'm in this. Okay. I'm assuming that using baby rod, I don't want to be casting it really far out where all the big fish swim around. I want to be in here doing a short cast, like she said. However, I feel like there might be more fish activity off to my right than there is where I've cast. This is the other thing, is I don't know how long I need to wait for before I recast. Because like in real life fishing, you can wait for tens of minutes between casts before you're like, no, this definitely really isn't going anywhere. But this is a... Oh my god, did you see that spell of water over there, where the end of my rod is? That was huge! Oh, can I move where my float is by doing this? No, I don't think so. Although it's interesting that you can look like a full 90 degrees away from your float. You can just have that thing be wholly off screen if you want. Okay. I'm gonna pull this boy in. Also, have you ever stuck bread on a hook that looks like that? Because I know I haven't. She said shortcast. Where does she want me to shortcast to? Okay, we'll shortcast over there. I also have no real idea how much drag I should be using. Like, I've got this drag option, and oh my god, there's a huge fish over there. Look, well, I say huge, he's probably not that huge. Like I know how to use it, and I understand what the trade-offs are, but I don't understand what a good setting is. Ow, okay. That was bad. That went really badly. But we know there's a fish over there. So partly having stronger line will help a lot. And I'm wondering if I should have invested in stronger line first. Like, maybe that should have just been a thing I bought straight away. But I don't really know what, like... There must be a trade-off as to why you'd use weaker line, right? Otherwise it wouldn't be an option. Everyone would just use the strongest line. Or is the weaker line just cheaper, and that's what the trade-off is? Oh, I can change this while I'm here. Okay, so I can set the drag down, and that will keep the tension in the line lower. But apparently, if my drag is at 0, I won't be able to reel him in at all. I have no idea what I'm doing. None, zilch, 0 idea. Also, that big fish has not reappeared. This is where I cast before, right? Oh, there's a littler fish. I might have a bit more luck with the littler fish. To tell you truthfully. I'm also glad I'm not relying on like pixel spotting. I'm glad there's a... As much as the jingle jangly noise does come in at the wrong time, I'm glad there is a jingle jangly noise, because trying to just watch this float with my actual real life eyes, as much as that would be a realistic experience, would be... It would be a thing. Maybe what I need is a scoped fishing rod. So it's got like a little zoom in on my bobber. Oh my god, did that fish just leap like a foot out of the water? Sheesh. Wowzers. I mean, the good thing about the game is, while nothing's happening, it does still look very pretty. Right, how much bread have I got left? I've got 6 bread left. So does that mean I lost one when my line snapped? I think. Okay, let's pop you over there. Jeez. The fish are putting on an absolute, like, display show on the right hand side over there. So is it gonna get night? Is there a day-night cycle? I guess there might well be. But I don't know how fish behaviours change with the day-night cycle. I feel like most fish, like a huge number of animals, are by default crepuscular, i.e. they like dawn and dusk. Because I've definitely heard of people going out at sort of stupid o'clock in the morning to go catch a fish. And obviously, float fishing becomes trickier at night when, you know, you've got to keep your eyes on the bobber. I really don't know. I'm also assuming it's evening time now. It might actually be morning time. That sun that's hanging low in the horizon might actually be a rising sun hanging low on the horizon. Okay, we are not seeing much in the way of fishy boats, are we? I wonder if there's a bit. Oh my god, there's a huge guy up there. Hang on. Yeah, that's because I wasn't really trying. I was not really where he was, but it might be close enough. On the other hand, he might be too big for me. Another word that I thought I'd never say on stream, or phrase I thought I'd never say on stream. I'll tell you what else. I'm starting to see a distinct advantage to spinner fishing. In that, I think of it distinct from the real world. In that, in the game, I'm assuming the lures for spinner fishing are reusable, like a real lure is. In the game, the consumables cost sort of appreciable amounts of money compared to the other fishing equipment. Whereas in the real life, like wadding a bit of bread on the end of your rod, bread costs what, 50p a loaf, and how many uses can you get out of a whole loaf? Even besides the fact that you can use bread that's maybe, let's say, a bit stale or something. Okay. Let's turn even more off to the right. And target where that guy was. My slight concern is this riverbank in front of us might prevent us from actually reeling him in, depending on how clever the game is. Oh, it's so weird watching the things with their, like, On the right hand side, just above where my rod head is, there's bits of guff blowing off the flowers, and they like have meteor trails behind them. That's really weird. Actually, everything that's a particle like that seems to have a meteor trail behind it. I don't necessarily know why. Oh, there's a babby fish right there, but you know what he's not near? My bobber. Oh, there's actually a couple of babby fish down there. That's quite an awkward place to aim. I'll also say the short cast is not much shorter than my regular cast. I'll just watch the flower meteor shower. Meteor flower? Meteor flower. Okay. I've got at least another 43 minutes of this, like, to fill time, so be prepared for it to get a lot worse than meteor flower. This guy is the bravest little fish. Hang on. Okay, right. If you're super duper brave, we're gonna go for you. That was nowhere near, was it? I don't think that was anywhere near either. Look at that guy! Just doing, like, tricks. I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm also concerned because in real life, when you're reeling your thing in, you do often like lose the bait that you've got on it. Now, I've only got 10 bits of bread. Bread costs 1 coin per bread, which is quite a lot. Like, imagine if you could put together... Okay, but like, when a rod costs like a couple hundred, imagine if you got a lump of bread about sort of the size of the end of your thumb, and you got 100 of those, and it bought you a fishing rod. That's not even, that's like a loaf. At most, if you've smushed up the bread a bit. Like, I'm not saying that 1 coin is a huge amount of money, but for bread, that's loads. Look at this guy, he's down here. He's down here. Can I draw this in? To get it closer to it? Is that a strat? I feel like this doesn't work in regular fishing. I don't know what I'm doing. I think that should be patently obvious by now. I think the tutorial needs to be a little more tutorial-y. It needs to give you more hints as to, like, how to apply what you've been told. Not just, here's how to do the technical specs of this. Look, that's where my bobber just was! Come on! Come on, fish, work with me here. I do like how the line as it drops into the water has water physics on it, or not water physics, but like look, I lift it up and I drop it back down, and it leaves a weight from where the line lifts in and out of the water. That's so cool. And it can sort of tell if it's a little thing that should leave a ring, or it's something bigger that should leave a wake. That's very clever. Maybe I'm just easily impressed. Maybe bread's just really expensive in this world. Maybe this is like after the food crisis. Bread has become a valuable commodity. Although I feel like if we were after a food crisis, I'd probably be keeping the fish and eating them instead of throwing them back in. But that's by the by. Bread here is $69.69. Wow, that's a lot of money for bread. Or possibly that's a very weak dollar. One of the two. One of the things I'm noticing is my bobber doesn't move very much around in the water. When I used to go fishing, my bobber would be constantly drifting all over the place. Like, you'd cast it out, and you'd have to kind of recast every however often, just because it would have drifted into whatever weeds or whatever were around the body of water that you were fishing in. Whereas my bobber is pleasingly static in this game. Oh my goodness. Oh, excuse me, I've got to mute because my ears have gone. Dear, oh dear. Pro tip, never have ear problems. Especially never have genetic ear problems that you can never get rid of. It's valuable life advice there. Okay, there's obviously no one biting it. Yeah. Where do we want to go? Someone was biting over there before. So we're going to plop back up there. We're going to go doopity-doop to let a little bit of slack into our line. We're going to say maybe this place that we have already tried before. But this is the place where we actually got a bite. Maybe this is the best place for us. I feel like this is also definitely the kind of game that I could fall asleep to. Much like the Hunter Call of the Wild, so... obviously what Apex is really good at is... Did you see that? Look at that thing over there! Look at that! Look at that enormous fish, just jumping out of the water, and then stopping to have a look at me and see what I'm doing. Oh, like, hey Dizzy, how's it going over there? What you standing around with a hot pole in your hand for? Huh, Dizzy? Unbelievable. Unbelievable. The nerve. I think that sun must have been a setting sun, because I can't see it anymore. Looking in the wrong direction, which is also a possibility. Oh my god, he just jumped like a foot out of the water. He's really messing with me. Okay, fine. I'll cast over there to you, but you have to promise not to move. Okay? We got a deal, right? I cast over to you where you're doing tricks, and you'll probably snap my line, but anyway, and you actually bite. Oh, there's somebody showboating over there as well, by that big rock. If you hear a loud thump, it'll be because I've fallen asleep and my head has just smacked into my desk. Which, on the plus side, will probably wake me up. But why did you bring me here, fishing tutorial lady? There are obviously no fish. I mean, there are loads of fish. There are loads and loads and loads of fish. We've seen loads of fish. We have seen, with our eyes, more fish than I would ever normally see during a fishing trip. But we have seen only one fish with our rod. To stretch the definition of the word seeing a little bit. I also hope you can't hear the ice cream fans going off in the background. Making their regular rounds. If you can hear him, this is probably not the first time you've heard him. He's out and about every afternoon. Part of me thinks I could probably actually go down and get an ice cream and come back and I still wouldn't have missed a fish in that time. But I also am aware that a watched pot never boils, but an unwatched pot boils in record time. I should have tried spinner fishing. It's more visually engaging, and less sleep inducing. Right, there's a fish down there, right by where it says cut line, brackets hold. He was doing a little sploshy splash. We know there's one that was living sort of underneath the jetty directly. There's fish about. And there's at least pleasant water noises to keep us company. Is there also a duck on the right hand side, or is that just a... I think it's just me. That's okay. Right. Where do we want to drop this thing? We're obviously supposed to be fishing off of this jetty, but we've had absolutely no luck so far. Maybe I'll try a longer cast. Look there, it's 1,000,000 miles away out. Maybe I should... Maybe I need a shorter drop? Oh, there's a fish going for it. Look, I can see him. Obviously this was the play. He's making like a beeline straight for the bobber. I have no idea what I'm doing. He seems to be getting further away, whatever I do. Kind of, it doesn't seem to really matter. Oh, Goldak. Okay, I've possibly got my drag set too low, because I don't seem to be able to get him in. He's just getting further and further and further away. I'm holding the reel in button, and the number is going up. He is getting further and further away from me. Okay. I'm trying the pumping. I have absolutely no idea what I'm supposed to be doing here. I've got the fast reel that isn't... Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Okay, well, that was horrible. Ah yes, that does cost a bread. Failing like that. Okay, well, there was absolutely no connection whatsoever there between what inputs I was doing and what was happening. So that sucks. So I've now tried turning up my drag instead to see if that helps. I wonder if I can turn up my drag while I'm mid-fish. I didn't check before. I feel like that's probably not something you could do while real-life fishing. I also will say, when the line snapped, like, the fish was... Like, I was not holding any input to increase the tension or anything. Like, the fish had free rein with the line at that point, and it still managed to snap. I don't know if 70 meters is just like the furthest away it can possibly get, and that's why it snaps there. But like, there was nothing I could do to reduce the tension at that point because I was inputting. I was making no inputs to increase the tension. Why is somebody like sawing again, but hand sawing this time instead of electric sawing? Yeah, somebody is. Okay. Well, I'm going to be away from my mouse, so if something bites, we're stuffed. Oh, Ow. Well, I'm back and absolutely nothing happened while I was gone. For a float fishing tutorial, this isn't very helpful. Because I don't know where to put my bobber. It hasn't told me that. It told me set it according to the depth of the water. But I don't know how to tell what the depth of the water is in a given spot. And it hasn't told me how to target where I should be putting it. And also, when I'm in the fishing bit, when I've actually got a fish online, I still don't know what I'm supposed to be doing. Like, it told me pump, I tried pumping, and it's told me, like, pull when the tension is low, and that did nothing. Yeah, that was just how fast can the fish dash to 70 meters away. That's all that we were doing there, was watching a fish swim away from us in a straight line. And every time we do this, of course, it costs us 1 money. Because that's how much 1 bit of bread is worth. It's 10 money for 10 normally. So, it costs us one coin every time we fail. With no hope of success. Maybe I'll have a play around with this game a bit more off stream until I can figure out what you're supposed to do, what the object of the game is. Because until I do such a thing, there's not much more point in me streaming. This is I'm just sitting around looking at an empty screen, punctuated by me getting frustrated every so often. I will say, in real life fishing, I have never once had a line snap on me. Like, it's such an enormously common thing in fishing minigames, in games, and I guess in this fishing full game. I've never had it happen to me once. Like, I kind of don't understand why there's this disconnect with my admittedly very limited real life experience, but something that seems to be ubiquitous in the video game world of fishing. Now, maybe I've just only ever fished for small fish, perhaps? Or maybe I've just only ever fished with really strong line. That doesn't... If either of those are the case, they weren't ever pointed out to me. Okay, let's find somewhere else to plop off then. Where do we think is going to be productive? Does the act of me moving around scare off fish? Because that's how it works in real life. If a fish sees you, even the fish in our pond, who have only ever had nice things happen from humans being nearby, even they, when they see you moving around, they will scatter. Do I have a light? I don't seem to. Oh, the game's getting a bit jittery as well. This is only on medium graphic settings, which suggests that it's not enormously well optimized, to my mind. Okay, we'll try a deeper... Oh, sure, now there's a guy right by the jetty, isn't there? Oh, there are words for you, fish. There are words for you. Oh, there's a fish right near here as well. Still don't know if this is a thing you're actually supposed to do or not. Like, it's possible that the bait and the bobber moving will actually scare fish off. I don't know. It doesn't tell you, does it? And actually, I might have set it a bit low. This deep. Because I was thinking, oh, I'll go and I'll throw it sort of near the jetty, which I did end up doing. But here... Like, you can do... floatless fishing? I don't. There's a proper word for it. It might be like sedge or ledger fishing. It might be ledger fishing. Like, you just don't have the floats. Look! There's that guy. He's right... Fish. There. We're going somewhere over there. There's a fish. And we're gonna get a strike. Come on. Look, okay. You can have it, you can have it. God, this fish goes 0 to 20. Look, you can have it. Oh my god. Okay. Maybe we'll just keep this at the default. I assume that was the problem, because I had too much tension there. But again, I really don't know what the problem is. Like, when the tension is high, I don't understand how to decrease the tension. Because I'm not doing anything at that point. There's a fish splashing around right near the bobber. Sort of hoping he comes over to it. But as it is, I'm just going to lose all my bread. Forever. And then, eventually I won't have any money to buy new bread back. Like, this isn't rewarding. I'm not going to say it's not fun, because, like, the challengey bits, I guess, are a bit fun. But, like, you know, I want to understand what I'm doing so that I can do it better. And this game is not giving me that at all. Like, why did that tension go from naught to full in half a second of reeling? I don't know. Was it because my drag was too high? Maybe. Was it because the fish was a weird fish? Maybe. Was it because my line's just terrible starter line? Who knows? Not me. The game knows. I don't.
Hello, Buck. It's Clay. Just getting in at Ruby River Range if you need me. Got you down here.
Oh, the warden moves between the 4 outposts around specific times of the day. That's nice. I don't care. What I care about is all these fish that are around in this lake that are not coming and biting my bobber. And when they are coming and biting my bobber, they're making off with all of my bread and half a foot of line every time. And never once are actually being caught. Come on, guys, I know you're out there. Maybe 10 meters is a bit close. Let's try for like 15. 15 apparently. I also feel like that wasn't where I was aiming. For what this was. Come on. Do. Right, unless we are mid-strike at the time, we're going to wrap this up in just 5 minutes. It's a very pretty game. I like it conceptually. It is far, far too hands-off for me. Like, even Call of the Wilds was not this hands-off. Even the Hunter Call of the Wild was not this hands-off with teaching you stuff. Like, it didn't handhold you through placing your shot in an animal, which it honestly really should have done. Like, it should have taught you how to, like, what part of an animal you need to be aiming for. It should have done that, and it didn't. But it did at least give you the basics of, like, okay, you need to hit vital organs, and you can kind of work out roughly at least where vital organs are on an animal, because, they're in the chest. It told you, oh, you should go and look for zones, or the zones made themselves apparent to you with a big on-screen marker as to where an animal goes to feed. If you want to locate an animal, the tracks are literally glowing on the screen for you if you just walk around for a bit. I don't have any of that. Like, I don't know where I should be casting, or how deep, or with what resistance. I know how to change all of these things, but I don't know what I need to change them to. I've got no clue. And again, in the actual strike bit, I know what all of the controls are. I know how to raise lower my rod, I know how to reel it in, I know how to do a pump. But I don't know when to do any of those things. And I know what the meter says, but I don't know how to make the meter say something more favourable to me. Come on, that little fish was jumping not very far away from where my bobber is now. It would be lovely if I could get one more strike before the end of the game. I think also fishing is perhaps maybe too social activity for my little one-person streams. I need someone to bounce off of, like with real fishing. Yeah, you don't go down to fish on your own; you just get bored and sleep. Although occasionally you see stuff like that happen. I'm gonna do a quick. We've got 1 minute to get this in the water where you were. That's too close. I finished reading it in, but it continues coming in for a few meters, which I don't like either, if I'm honest with you. Okay, we've got like a minute or two, I'll give it, to see if somebody comes for this. I'm guessing they won't. And then we're going to call it a day. Rating visually 5 out of 5. Gameplay, can't tell, because tutorial 0 out of 5. 0.5 out of 5, or 1 out of 10 if you will. Yes, you're all very pretty, splashing that over in the water. What you're not is helpful. Alright, that's gone 2 o'clock, you've had your lot. everyone. So thank you everyone very much for watching. This has been Call of the Wild: The Angler. I have my thoughts about the name, but I'll save them for another stream. If you've enjoyed watching, please do consider dropping a follow if you're here with me on Twitch. Or if you're watching this later on YouTube, do consider dropping a like, or even subscribing if you want to see more content. Possibly not like this, I have no idea if I'm going to be streaming The Angler again, but certainly more from me, and potentially some slightly more exciting gameplay as well in things like TheHunter, or Yu-Gi-Oh! Or Prehistoric Kingdom, which I'm streaming all of at the moment. You can also follow me on Twitter at @DisDemise to get a notification every time I go live, so you never have to miss one of these streams again in the future if you don't want to. Other than that, my name has been Dizzy. This has been not an enormously successful fishing trip, it must be said, but thank you for bearing with me through it. And I will be back on Monday at midday, so tomorrow's my day off. Back on Monday at midday. Probably, but not definitely, with more Prehistoric Kingdom, where we're building a carnivore enclosure and a restaurant, not in the same place. Until then, thank you so much for joining me for this little sort of experiment with a new game, and I will see you all next time. Ta-ra.